The expanding Russiagate investigation and obstruction of justice probe into the Trump regime are starting to take a toll on Trump personally, according to multiple advisors. It's so bad now that he apparently doesn't even want the job of president anymore. But he's going to stay in the White House so that history doesn't consider him a loser. Hey, Trump, everyone around the world already knows you're a loser, so get out. The statements by close advisor were reported on in Politico, saying, quote, "But Trump, too, is cognizant of the comparison to Nixon," according to one advisor. The president, who friends said does not enjoy living in Washington and is strained by the demanding hours of the job, is motivated to carry on because he doesn't want to go down in history as a guy who tried and failed, said the advisor. He doesn't want to be the second president in history to resign. So basically, Trump is the dog that chased the car and caught the bumper. So now he just wants out, but he just doesn't want to be remembered as a loser. But whether or not he resigns, it's looking increasingly unlikely that he'll make it to the end of a 4-year term, because the dominoes in the Russiagate investigation keep falling, and the FBI is beginning to connect the dots between the Trump campaign and Russian government officials. That spells treason. And the weakest link in Trump's treason chain is former National Security Advisor Mike Flynn, who already offered to spill the beans to Congress in exchange for immunity. And according to Claude Taylor, who served on the staff of President Bill Clinton, Flynn's testimony was enough for Trump to consider waving the white flag. Hey, Congress, I know we don't get along so well and all, and I've been a bit harsh lately, but you could totally take this guy Flynn up on his offer to testify so we can end the national nightmare of Trump and the White House already. And the sooner the better. It looks like Trump already knows that the writing is on the wall. A former White House official put it this way on Twitter, quote, "An independent journalist I have worked with who has been reliable says they have 2 sources that say Trump is considering options, including resignation." And at West Wing Report announced the following, quote, "Former chairman of RNC Steel told WWR at lunch that Trump will not finish his term, advises clients to bolster ties with VP Pence." In recent days, there have been reports of Trump screaming at his television set from inside the walls of the White House. He doesn't like how the media has been portraying him or how the investigation is going. Well, we don't like how you committed treason and helped Russia steal an election, so... And the new guy investigating Trump over at the FBI, Bob Mueller, has decided to go personally after Trump for possible criminal acts and obstruction of justice. He's issued subpoenas of President Trump's personal bank accounts, along with his phone records. Since it's an official court order, refusal to comply can result in contempt of court charge, punishable by jail, a fine, or both. And with all those high crimes and misdemeanors racking up, it looks like we might just get the opportunity to lock him up. Here, Trump, let me save you some time. Here's a photo of Richard Nixon's resignation letter, which someone posted to Twitter, where Nixon simply said, quote, "I hereby resign the office of the President of the United States." It's so simple, you could even tweet it. Or you could write, "the greatest resignation letter ever." But I think USA Today may have beaten you to the punch on that one. They released this letter in Trump's voice. Here it is in the key of Cartman.
Dear Secretary Tillerson, before I make Mike Pence the next great president, and he will be a great president, probably almost as great as me, before I make him president, I would like to thank my many admirers for their support. To the huge majority of Americans who trusted me to be president, thank you. I am deeply humbled by your faith. No one has ever been more humbled. I am rewarded your faith with tremendous accomplishments and hard work. I haven't been golfing since my historic victory, and I definitely haven't been making taxpayer pay for the Secret Service to rent golf carts to me to protect me on my golf courses. Believe me, no president has ever worked harder than I have. My administration has done more in less time than anyone else. Also, we did it with no help from the losers in the press and the crybabies in Congress and showboaters in law enforcement who are ruining America. The vast majority of Americans know that my victory last November, record-breaking, really, a landslide, the largest election victory in history, my victory and policies are moving this country in the right direction again. America is great again. Again, folks, we are still going to have healthcare, big, beautiful healthcare, best in the world. I promised that everyone would be covered, and they will. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that my bill will increase costs and cause 23 million people to lose insurance. The CBO is fake news, just a bunch of Democrats with slide rules. You may have heard that my budget eliminates funding for the Appalachian Regional Commission. It doesn't. Believe me, my budget director can't know everything that I'm doing and thinking. I'm moving very fast. We're going to go to Congress and get more money for the Appalachian Regional Commission. I love Eastern Kentucky, West Virginia, real Americans, beautiful people. With Mike Pence as president, we will continue to make America great. He and Mitch McConnell are working hard on tax relief, rounding up and deporting people scrapping net neutrality rules, privatizing prisons, unwriting stupid regulations on banks and industries. Law and order. Speaking of law and order, as my last act as president, I'm pardoning some members of my campaign staff and administration. First, your next president of the United States, Mike Pence. I'm pardoning him, even though he did nothing wrong. Nothing. No one did anything wrong, but especially not Mike. Next, I'm pardoning Mike Flynn, a great American. I wish I'd never let him go. The deep state wants you to believe that Mike Flynn took hundreds of thousands of dollars from Turkey and failed to register as a foreign agent. Didn't happen. They want you to also believe that he advocated for Turkey-friendly policies during my transition because he received over $500,000 in lobbying money. They claim he lied on paperwork and lied to Mike Pence about talking with Russian agents. Fake news. The real liar is Crooked Hillary. Lock her up. I'm also pardoning my son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who's been treated very unfairly. The kid is big league. Did I ask him to set up a secret back-channel line of communication with the Russian government using equipment in the Russian embassy? I don't know. But you have to admire his spunk and smarts. Zero foreign policy experience, and he already knew enough not to trust his own intelligence agencies. Finally, I'm pardoning myself. My lawyers have told me that I may not have the authority to pardon myself, but it's not a conflict because I'm president. My lawyers, I have the best lawyers, have also told me that I don't need to pardon myself because I didn't know enough about how the federal government works to intentionally obstruct justice. It's true. Me and my people asked other intelligence services to pressure the FBI to stop investigating ties between Russia and my campaign. It's true. I fired that showboater James Comey to put an end to the Russia stuff. Fake news. Just in case, I hereby pardon myself because I've been badly mistreated. It's abuse, really. But I was willing to take it because I love America. Big, beautiful America. I know all the elite Coast Democrats and crooked media people are dreaming of impeaching me, of the day when they can turn to me and say, Donald, you're fired. Well, guess what? They're fired. I resign. Donald Trump.
Well, all I have to say to that is, na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na, hey, hey, goodbye. I'm Ryan Clayton. This is Content News. Come back daily for the news where we're free to share the truth.